Hi again, everyone. I'm Ollie Matthews. This is the Narcissistic Resistance, and this resistance video is sponsored by contribution from Melissa. And here's her story. And Melissa had other videos. Last one was Never Turn Your Back in the Narcissist Presence. Hi, Ollie. This update comes with contribution. I hope that I won't come off as just a complaining spoiled brat in this one, while I know she is crazy. But at the same time, I can't help but feel guilt and shame. That is what she wants, and it's working. So in my last story, I talked about how my husband and I are planning a trip to Disney for the kids, which are both in March. My oldest will be 9, and my youngest will be 4. My mother put the flights on her credit card because she wanted to pay for the kids' flights as their birthday gift from her, and we needed to pay it all together on one card. She said we could pay the other half back to her when we got our tax returns back, because the hotel and other expenses would would be high and she didn't need it. Right away, I was wary about letting her do this for us because I knew it would come with a price, but I did want her help in paying for the flights. This is where the guilt comes in. Taking advantage of her offer makes me guilty of selfishness. In addition to the airfare being paid, she suggested she may like to go as well to Disney, but she was so new at her job she couldn't take a whole week off. She said she might buy herself a ticket and go for a few days. She went back and forth about this and finally tried to control my plans using manipulation tactics. It didn't end well for her because I told her we would be going on this trip on our own and didn't want her to join. She said nothing for 2 weeks until last weekend when she told our family friend about how I won't let her go after she does all this for us, which is why you never accept anything from them to begin with, no matter how bad you may need it or want it. I mean, this is a vacation, so you're really setting yourself up here for guilt tactics. I mean, it's one thing if she's paying for food or rent or some kind of, but this is like an extra. And I understand you want to give your kids something nice for their birthday. Keep her out of it. Why? So she can come in and ruin the event for you anyway. Throughout life, when you look back on it, she'll always be able to say I paid for it to diminish the trip. She said nothing for 2 weeks until the last weekend when she told our family friend about how I won't let her go after she does all this. She went on and on about how she took time off and how her coworkers were so excited for her and said, "What will I say to them now? How embarrassing," she says. Then the next day she called and tells me to just tell her the name of the hotel, and I was at work, so I just said I can't talk about this now, Mom, and left it at that. This finally ended when she called and told me to find her a room and use her credit card and just book it for her. I said no. What are you not getting? Then I get the text message about how this is the meanest thing in the world and don't you feel bad for doing this to me. She also said, I am sure you will have your dad and his wife go with you and celebrate. I explained that I need to keep things simple because Disney is all reservations and is call reservations, and we planned out very hour, and it's too complicated to add her in now in the middle of the trip. I told her that no one, not her nor my dad, would be going with us. I didn't want to make this worse than it was, so I just said that we work hard and it could be our only opportunity to go, and we feel like it is best to just keep it just us. She responded with, "Well, you have to pay me back for the tickets." I assured her that not only will we pay her back for ours, but the kids too, and that it was always the plan. She then texted random shit like, I will not clean your house while you're away. This is because the last time we went away, she checked in on our house and cleaned it like the deep cleaning professional kind of clean. But the key is we did not ask her to. So basically she tantrumed a little about it and tried to make me feel bad a little more. Eventually this ended. The truth is I do feel bad because I know she really wants to go, but she will ruin this trip, Ollie. We can't be together for more than 2 hours without her BS. It won't work. I can't handle her company for too long. Well, what I would suggest to you then is to figure out a way to give her that money before you even go on the trip. Or don't go on it. Honestly, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So now the segue in the present moment. This past Friday night, a few days after I made it clear that this trip was just for my family, she showed up at my house and said nothing about Disney and was nice enough that there were no issues. She visited the children and everyone was happy. She came and left at a reasonable time. She was there less than 2 hours without confrontation, no negative comments that I can remember aside from her criticisms about not getting the kids the flu shot. She was fine. I should mention that it has been a long while since she has been over here at the house, and I have been limited. I hardly ever invite her and have been avoiding her for the most part. I will say, though, that she calls constantly and texts, and it's almost like a needy ex-boyfriend that won't go away. It's constant, and she calls my daughter too, always wanting to know where we are and what we're doing. So Saturday night, she showed up totally unexpected and uninvited, but this time it's 8 p.m., and I am just about to start getting the kids to go to bed, and the kids are excited to see her, and they don't want to go to bed yet. So they do what all kids do in that situation and complain that they are hungry. She made 3 meals for them, and they ate barely any of it because they weren't really hungry. They were just being kids trying to avoid bedtime. Well, why didn't you just put your foot down? She has way too much access to your house and is way too free doing shit there. First she made sandwiches, then chicken nuggets, and then soup. While she did this, I was doing the laundry and I was complaining about how much laundry there was. I was explaining to her how my oldest will change her outfit 3 times a day and dirty all the clothes, even if worn for an hour, she gets them dirty. She will pull clothes out of the drawers and leave dirty clothes on the floor, and her room is a mess, and she hasn't cleaned it yet after being told to do so many times. Well, I forgot that my mom is not the kind you can just simply vent to, because then she went back in attack mode defending my daughter. She says that she never complained about doing my laundry and always cleaned my room, and how I never cleaned my room or did laundry. This was gaslighting in the highest degree. My grandmother, her mother, lived with us for most of my childhood, and my parents divorced for many years, and she was basically a live-in maid and babysitter. Also, my mother never missed the opportunity to let me know when my shit wasn't perfect. Not to mention that whenever she would be critical, it was worse than me telling my daughter she needs to clean her room and stop changing her clothes all day. Her nagging came with such disgust for my existence. So now, as an adult, we are here with all the criticism still. Not only should I clean after my daughter's messy habits and do the excessive laundry, but can't complain about it and have to basically whistle while I work. Then she said I was abusive to my daughter. Me. She said I am the abusive one for pointing out the lack of responsibility over her clothes or toys in her room. I am going to stop here for a moment because what comes next is the climatic part of the story, and I need to explain a few things. I have been reading Will I Ever Be Good Enough? and have read similar books about narc moms. I have recently realized that I see my self-worth through my mother's critical eyes. So when my house is not clean or my life is not perfectly in order, I lose my sense of value as a person. So I take this situation very personal. Because of this woman, I cannot love myself or be content with myself, at least not yet. Now, having recognized this, it is even more difficult when she demeans me and my reactions are pretty bad. The reactions, or would I say overreactions in these moments, is what the book calls the collapse. So I am in my kitchen being gaslighted and told how I was a messy child and irresponsible, and how she was this super mom who cleaned after me and never complained, which is laughable. Then she had the balls to say what I am doing is abusive. Please remember to picture her face of disgust and disappointment in this scenario. And I scream, "Get out of my house, you dumb woman." She won the battle because I gave her what she wanted. She was quite pleased with herself. She left with a great big smile and big kisses and hugs to the kids. "Grammy loves you." She walked out the door with a happy skip in her step, leaving behind her crazy daughter, the unfit mother, confused, hurt, and angry. She left me with a pile of dirty dishes from all the wasted food she cooked and overtired children to put to sleep at 10 p.m. I wish it ended there because that was enough for me. But I woke up to text messages. She was asking if I was mad at her, if I was expecting my period, and accusing me of blocking her on FaceTime, keeping her from talking to the kids. She always does this when they don't answer her calls. She accuses us of blocking or preventing kids from answering. Then she sends me articles about the flu shot and how 5 people are dead because of the flu. Another way she continues to try to control my decisions while always acting like nothing happened last night. I ignored her messages and went about my day. My family and I had a nice day out of town visiting my husband's aunt. We were gone all day, and then on the way home, we both got a bunch of texts from my mother. Her text to my husband saying there were clothes in the washer and dryer, and how she cleaned my daughter's room, and how she knows that I won't even thank her. When are you going to change the locks to your door? See, like at some point I got to put the blame on you here because you haven't even changed the locks on your door. You keep allowing her in here to do all this stuff. Like, when are you going to stop? Oh my fucking God, Ollie, she will never stop. So now I am not just an unfit, crazy mother who's incapable of happily cleaning and doing laundry without my mom's help, but now I'm also an ungrateful daughter who doesn't say thank you. Here is her game. She is on top and better than me and in her made-up world where she did everything without complaining, and I was the messy, irresponsible child. Then she is on top where I blow a gasket and have a collapse moment. And she is on top breaking my home, and now she is on top breaking in my home and doing my homework for me and demanding a thank you. Honestly, I don't feel like she did this for me. She's breaking into your house. I feel like she did it for her own ego and is trying to manipulate the situation in order to get me to praise her or perhaps be unable to remain angry. Be honest. Am I right to be angry, or should I look at this as if she did something nice to me before she cares? Why are you letting her anywhere near you? I don't understand what you're doing here. Okay? To me, it seems like you're trying to have it both ways. You're getting her to pay for things, but want her to keep her out. Look, you can't have it both ways with this woman. You're either going to cut her out, okay, or she's going to run roughshod over your life. It's that simple. It's that simple. Change the locks on your door, change your phone number, and keep her out of your damn house. Stop accepting things from her. Stop accepting things from her. There's no reason to have to accept a trip to Disney World from her. That is not a necessity. You don't need that. You brought a lot of this on yourself, and you continue to do it. What do you mean she stood there and cooked she cooked 3 meals for your children after they were supposed to go to bed. That's on you, not on her. That's on you for not stopping it. Who cares if she's going to put on a song and dance and cry? You know what she's going to do. So you let her in, you try to play nice, and she run roughshod over your life. So what's the difference at this point? You have to change the locks. You have to lock the narcissist out. Period. You can't accept anything from them. You can't pay them back. I wouldn't even go on this trip unless I paid her back for those tickets beforehand. Period. This has to stop. This has to stop. So, because what your daughters are going to see is your mother controlling you your entire life. And then they're going to think that they can do it. And I've told you that in the past. So it has to stop. You have to stop letting the narcissist in. Period. Period. I mean, I can't make it any simpler than that for you, Melissa. So I hope that helps. Thank you for another contribution and story. I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody watching. Please leave any opinions or advice in the comment section below. And again, if you want your story read on the channel, you have a topic you'd like me to cover, a narcissist you'd like to expose, you'd like to set up Skype, a phone call, have a private video made, or a Facebook live chat, or you'd like to sponsor a video like this for someone who needs help and can't afford it, or just make a contribution to the channel in general to keep it growing, supporting, and expanded, because this channel survives 100% on contributions from all of you. Without you guys, this channel goes away. So if you like what you see here and you want to see more videos like this, you know what to do with the PayPal and email links in the description box. Also, please like and share this video wherever you can. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't, and be sure to click the subscription bell to be notified of all my video uploads. I'm Ollie Matthews. This has been The Narcissistic Resistance.